And we're back. I don't want to get up right now. I just now finished my tea. I will, like... I'm the one who cocks. Okay, solid. Faust, leave it to you. Leave it to you. I am the one who cocks. So yeah, let's this is a fun game. I want to come up with a term that means person who has a penis. Like, we just need a different synonym for haver, or for it's attached to me. But one that, like, sounds neat. One that's interesting. And can't mean someone else using it. But do you jizz dough? But does it jizz dough? Cause yeah, you can't say like holder. Cause anyone can hold a penis, not just the person that is attached to. Whoa! Oh, I do not like this so far. I don't like the wubblies in the background. Sorry, don't like it. We have one, it's called Boy or Man. No, the whole purpose here, Mike, like, that's great for people who are cisgendered. That's great for cisgendered males. And yeah, if you are a man who has a penis, or a boy who has a penis, then congratulations, you already have a word. But what we're trying to come up with here is a term for when I want to talk about having a penis. Guess what? Some women have penises. Some people who are non-binary also have penises. Does that mean that I just need to call them a man? No. So, like, congratulations for you. You're cisgendered, you already have terms for having the genitals that are on your body. Just like me, I'm a cisgendered woman, I already have the term woman or girl or gal or whatever. Which implies that I also have a vagina. But you can be a woman without having the genitals that align with that. So when I talk about having vagina, that doesn't necessarily mean woman. When I say penis, that doesn't necessarily mean man. I know you're probably joking, but, like, come on now. I'm not going to tolerate jokes like that. Gender is not binary. Gender is already a fucking weird cultural construct. So that alone is, like, it's something that we made up. And besides, humans never fit into only two categories, regardless of what it's about. The argument, Faust, was that penis wielder doesn't hold up because someone who is not attached to the penis can also wield it.
All you people obsessed right now with learning IoT, MQTT, home automation, and messing around with that like
penis wielder, though, is a fantastic term, and I want to use it in my sex life. Could be like, I'm just gonna go out on the town and be a penis wielder for a couple hours, you know. Call everyone boy. I mean, I also use boy and girl for anybody.
straight, no keyboard or monitor, ISSH. Yeah, you can't see me when I encrypt all
Sex is binary, kind of. But not everybody is, like, biologically born with genitals that easily can be categorized. So I would say that most of the time, yes, sex is binary. But not always. Just don't try to be king of England because then you'll have to go to hospital and get it back in the stone. Oh my gosh, I want to write a sex parody of The Sword and the Stone. But it's like the penis in the wielder or whatever. Yes, sex is related to genitals. Gender is what you identify as. Exactly. Exactly. Actually, National Geographic has... they had a whole issue on gender that I'm not finished reading through, but... they talk to people from all around the world with who obviously have different cultures than those of us in America or countries heavily influenced by us in the West over here. And it was really cool seeing all this fluidity represented, and also, you know, different cultures have different, like, already established genders and already established, like, roles that are kind of in between genders, and it was really fascinating. And I want to continue reading it at some point, but I've been reading novels instead. It'd be a sad world if one could only wield their own penis. I agree with that statement. The dildo in the stone. Yes, Bear. Yes, Bear. A legend is sung of when genitals were young, and sex was brave and bold. The good king had died. I don't know how to make this into about a dildo. The sex shop had died, and no one could decide where to put this dildo of stone. So now the dildo is made of stone and also in the stone. The Dick in the Brick. That sounds like a Dr. Seuss book. Okay, this is quite loud. There we go. I don't hate it. It's just a little louder than everything else. It seemed that the toys would be thrown in the garbage. I'm trying to sing the opening to Sword in the Stone and make it into the dildo in the stone. The Cock in the Rock. Yeah, the Dick in the Brick and the Cock in the Rock are either episodes of Bones or Dr. Seuss books. The Paste Fountain in the Mountain. That's a fantasy novel. The Vibe and the Scribe. Hysterical literature. I love these names, by the way. Wielding someone else's penis makes no sense to me. Then what the fuck is a hand job? Hello? Maybe your partner just wants to be a jerky turkey, and they just want to go bloop bloop. Oh boy, oh boy. It is getting very dark outside. Very cloudy. I'll have to turn on my other light soon. at 1 in the afternoon for whatever fucking reason. Sex stores are a funny thing. I walk relatively often in front of one, which also promises to be fully automated. No idea how that works.
This beat is my recital. I think it's very vital to use the force for good, of course. Our Skywalker, that's my time. Here we go. If I were a Jedi, I could out-rap Buster Rhymes. Going in like Qui-Gon Jinn for the win, I could flow.
And you've never seen anyone enter there. There's a place nearby us that is kind of like head shop slash. They also have sex toys in the back corner, but they also have other things as well. I see people in there. I've only been there a couple times, so. For those of you who don't know what a head shop is, or like the way that I've always heard it used is like for quote-unquote paraphernalia. So like bongs and pipes and stuff like that. They also had some really pretty like glasswork, like blown glass. I do not abdicate usage of my penis because it isn't detachable. Well, that's just really selfish of you. Detach your ween and let someone else use it. You have to share with the... No, you don't have to share. I was going to liken it to like bringing a toy to class when you're in kindergarten and like... But that doesn't quite... That analogy doesn't quite work with your own body. So I'm gonna stop it. Because that wasn't, it's not a one-to-one. Someone must enter there because they've been there for years. Maybe there's a back door you don't know about. Maybe everyone's going in the back. Bone in the stone. That could also be a Bones episode. They wait until no one's around. Could be. Could be. A lot of people are shy about that sort of stuff. Not me! Yeah, the sounds are not working today. I don't know why. I tried to fix it. I apologize for the lack of the ability to glare. Making a strap-on, but with a real penis attached. That'd be awesome. As someone who has at least a small amount of penis envy. I just want to know what it's like. I want to have the experience of having one. You know? I want to know how... You know, there's a lot of things that one can do with ease when one has a penis. So that'd be awesome if I could have a real one and just like, you know, screw it in. Just like, bloop. You know, just like detach, it goes bloop, bloop. But it like still has all the nerve endings and whatever, like I can still like feel sensations with it. I would just have to take like a whole week and do nothing but play with it with my own penis. Sex accessories. Detachable penis by King Missile. Wait, what is this? This comic started out as an attempt to make pornography. It denigrated into sex comedy pretty much immediately. Okay, don't violate TOS, please. Alright, that's pretty funny. Oh my gosh. That's like if I want to play Dream Daddy offline. Surprise. It's awkward though, imagine having a boner in public. Yeah, that's the price that you pay. Is having no reason boners. Or reason boners that you can't control. I'm gonna turn my other light on now. As much as I don't want to. It got so dark outside.
of zombie dinosaurs is loose in San Francisco.
Gets in the way a lot.
More damage and destruction
A lot of
than the city
shifting,
has ever
especially
seen.
with the balls. Well, I didn't say anything about balls. I didn't say I wanted balls.
Zombie Tyrannosaurus Rex is currently ripping apart the
Look, let me
suspension
live in this sci-fi land where I can pay somebody to detach their wiener and then I can use it for a while. Let me live in this place that exists in my brain. Ogloff is very funny, but also like full-on not safe for work. Maybe. Just tuck your massive throwing boner into your waistband. Faust, what if it doesn't reach up to your waistband? What do you do then?
Coming up after the break, San Francisco has already seen its local coffee markets impacted by
Wear your
these
pants
zombie
lower.
dinosaurs.
I guess that's the
What these
solution.
developments mean for your organic Arabica.
Drop
And
that
then,
waistband like it's
enterprising
hot.
people are bringing gentrification to dinosaur caves and dens. We find the city's best apocalyptic food trucks, and finally, an Oxford study finds that white kids are still not hyphy. What can you do to help? We'll cover it after
MC
the break.
Lars, you are strange. No reason boners are annoying as hell. My old boss, I will not say where, in which location, like what job I had, but my boss would get no reason boners every time he went to the mall. He's like, I don't know why, but every time I go to the mall, I get a no reason boner. And my wife always wants to go to the mall, and I'm like, no! He's like, I don't want to go to the mall! No, that's Morningwood. Can't relate to it not reaching personal problem. Well, I figured since your solution was tuck it in the waistband, that was the solution for you. When it sticks up out of the neck of your shirt. Hello! Hello! Boom, boom, boom. It's just like going on your Adam's apple. Hello! Oh, what's over there? What's over here? Oh, oh God. Oh God. That was good. That was good. Alright, lower jaw. Let's paint this lower jaw. Have sex in the morning. Yeah, just do. I'll have one sex, please. I'll have the sex in the morning. I'd like to order the sex. I would like to be having it. But I need it to arrive in the morning so that it utilizes the morning wood. Thank you. Today's been a weird day. We have had some interesting topics. Oh boy. I'm enjoying myself immensely though. Intercourse, please. Yes. Sorry. I would like to order an intercourse. Morning sex or evening sex? How about just sex? Any time of day sex. sex, yes or no, chat? Like tails? Ooh. Erickson, I thought about you. This is gonna sound weird, especially given the current topic of conversation. I thought about you last night when me and Fred were at the movie. I had to like really quick finish the sentence before it got weird. But it's weird, it's weird. No, it's not weird. But I thought about you when we went to the movie and he got tickets online and we ended up all the way in the back row, but we were in, we went to the AMC theaters where you have assigned seats. And the seats that we got were actually the handicap seats in the back, but they didn't say they were handicap on the website, so Fred didn't know. Luckily, there was no one who needed the seats that we know about, so. But I was like, you know, that you can move the armrest, and I was like, tee hee hee, if Erickson was here with a date, he would not be watching this movie. I guess it's fine.
1 year later, more better and more clever. Love for games is like diamonds, go on forever. Skipping and hopping it, my knowledge don't be dropping it. It auto shift my soul, so I will never be stopping it. I slow it down so y'all can hear me turtle beaches. Dedicating this song to the game, the girls with princess speeches, the girls with all the features who smarter.
Oh my gosh, why? Why did I say that? I think I said the sentence. I had to finish that sentence really quick. I did say the sentence. But yeah, I was like, he would not get to watch this movie. That sounded like it was gonna be a really risque sentence when I started it, though. I said had to finish really quick the sentence. Did I? Oh no. Mistake! Ooh.
First crush, gotta be the pink one. Amy Jo Johnson, what you think, son?
Need game recommendations? What kind of game are you looking for?
I probably would have had a kid erection. Holla at these girls, but there ain't nothing to feel. They can be relaying a peace graph, cause I always be their hero. She watch me when I rise, and she catch me when I fall. When I die, she don't stall. She knows she gotta gather Dragon Balls. Either way, you know you got.
What kind of an experience are you looking for?
Fantasy 13 girl, you really shocked me. Then she cast a cue, I have to keep her. She got the key to lock
I also
her
probably won't be any good for game recommendations, because you've probably played most of the games that I've played. So you've played a lot more games in your life than I have. Oh yay! Sun, come out from behind the clouds. I'd like to turn my light off. This is the sloppiest looking painting job, but that's okay. Something emotionally evoking with solid mechanics.
Yeah.
I would say Nier. I would say Nier falls into that category. I don't know, cause you're a lot better at video games than I am. So it's hard for me to come up with something that would be like challenging enough for you and you might get bored. Although Like, Nier has so many interesting things about it that I can't really discuss without spoiling, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Three times louder out of nowhere, I'm sorry. Nier got easy for me in certain parts. Like, there were only, I would say there were only a couple of spots that were challenging for me, but I know Faust, and I don't think that they would be challenging for him. If it's old Nier, it bored my dick off. If you mean new Nier, that's on my to-do list. Alright. Yeah, no, I mean the new one. The one that I just finished. I don't know if the gameplay is similar in old versus new, because I know nothing about the old one. God of War, says Amaro. He surfaced to say God of War. Which I wouldn't be surprised if that's what you're playing right now. Well, and you did say that you were going to play it earlier. I'm using a lot of this paint. I like this. This is a more James Flamestar. It's kind of like that YouTube channel we were listening to, like the lo-fi beats or whatever. That's what it reminds me of. But this is actually not copywritten. And also it's easier to control the volume of this player that I'm using rather than YouTube. Because YouTube doesn't have a percentage, it just has a slider. I would have to look through my list of games to see if there's anything. Like anything older, maybe, because... difficulty level can be adjusted to pretty much unfair. That's true. That's true. People playing Nier on hard have said it's quite hard. But for me playing on normal, it was only challenging in certain spots, and then in others I felt like I was fine. So I guess if you're gonna play Nier Faust, definitely don't play it on normal. You'll get bored. Yeah, I think you said that to Faust earlier, Surprise, and he said, gameplay-wise. Oh, Rickson, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did this to you. It's also kind of funny. I'm sorry. I got you thinking. But yeah, he wants something interesting mechanically. Something challenging. So he wants something emotionally thought-provoking, or emotionally provoking with challenging, interesting gameplay. Correct? Am I right? I'm looking at my stuff. I don't play a lot of games like that. First time before you've... yeah. It can be hard. I'm not saying that it can't be hard, but I'm... based on... because I know Faust very well. I've known him for many, many years. So when he means challenging, he means like really, really fucking brutal. Like, that level of challenging is not going to be challenging enough for him. Especially if he plays it on normal. I'm not saying that... like, I don't know anything about, you know, hard difficulty. But normal difficulty will bore the shit out of Faust. So don't play it on normal. beat Bad Rats and sent it to Lectagor. I thought of Bad Rats immediately. Final Fantasy VIII? No! No, you fucking troll. Here, Celeste is really good. Yeah. I watched most of Celeste. And yes, it looks quite challenging. The story aspect of it seemed a little heavy-handed. Which can work, I guess, if you're invested, you don't mind that so much. I think because I was watching it in pieces, I didn't get the same, like, investment in the characters. I liked some of the metaphors that I saw in Celeste, but it was kind of heavy-handed. It's not subtle. Which can, for some people, make the emotions that it's supposed to provoke, it can negate that. Just something to be aware of. Oh, Dishonored was so good. Batman, really? For emotionally provoking? I mean, I loved Arkham Asylum, don't get me wrong. He already played Bioshock, because that's where this whole conversation came from. He said that the last game that did that for him was Bioshock Infinite, and that was many years past. But see, and like Borderlands does not fall into emotionally provoking. I mean, I wouldn't consider it that. Brothers, the gameplay is not going to be for him. Fallout, maybe. Depends on which ones and what quests you do. And emotionally provoking for XCOM is interesting. Full stealth, no kills. Ooh, sick. You wouldn't call Dishonored emotionally provoking? I would. I mean... Yeah, I think I would, without saying more than that. It got me. I mean, and when I say it got me, I don't mean I cried during it, because sometimes I cry at the drop of a hat. But, like, a lot of the things that were brought up in Dishonored are things that, like, I'll find myself... If I'm thinking about it long after I've played it, then that's pretty solid, I'd say. This is awesome as an emotion. Fine. I actually heard Doki Doki Lit Club was really good. Emotional involvement is very subjective. That's true. That's very true. Oh, don't get on my disc, please. Okay, here we go. I like the sitar, yeah. Alright, James Flamestar has been doing it for me. Good job. I like his music. Every album cover of his I've seen, though, is like Some nerdy looking white dude. And it's just like the album cover, he's got, if you want to look it up, the album is called Boom Doc, one word, like boom, B-O-O-M, doc, like docking, lol. And he's got glasses, which doesn't automatically mean nerd, but his t-shirt has a lion on it, who is also wearing glasses. And then he's wearing like one of those hat scarf things that has ears on it. And that's not the album cover that I'm expecting when I'm listening to like these smooth jams, you know what I mean? That's just not what I was expecting when I looked over there. Like, interesting looking art is kind of, I guess, what I expected. It's a good photograph, but it's totally just not what I expected. It surprises me every time. I'm like, oh, this is like really slick. It's putting me like in this place that I can't quite describe. And then like a dude in a lion t-shirt. It's cute. You don't think that's particularly emotional? Hell yeah, it is. Are you teasing? Or was that a Kappa statement? I mean, the gameplay might not be for you, but for you meaning Faust, but I loved Berseria. Thought the characters in Dishonored were too thin for you to ever get invested. I would say, in terms of character development, that Death of the Outsider was probably the best of the three. That and I love the gameplay and just... I don't know, the lore, like the stuff that you pick up and read is just... I love those games. I feel like they just got progressively better from the first to the third. I can understand how you felt they were thin, though. Like the main characters, anyhow. Did all things got best ending worth it? Nice. I had a friend play through Doki Doki Literature Club, because he was looking to write a song for something, and like see if they picked his song or whatever. It's basically a job, but they said we want the music to sound similar to blah blah blah, and they gave examples, and one of those was Doki Doki, and he was like, oh god, now I have to play this so that I know what the music sounds like, and he was like, came back later and was like, actually, the game is really good. I'm surprised, but he was like, no, please, God, no. But had to do his research. Weird how brutally hard telling a really compelling story. How brutally hard and telling a really compelling story seem not to coexist. I see. I understood your sentence now. Teared up all 6 times I've beaten Infinite. Damn. Yeah, I figured the Mordor games would be a little too basic. Just like if Bad Rats had a story, then you'd be set. Banner Saga is an interesting suggestion. Faust, how do you feel about turn-based? Or... Because that game is challenging, but it's challenging in a very different way than a lot of the stuff we've talked about before. did Banner Saga Banner Sugar in practically every Metal Gear Solid game. Sans 5. I still have 5 on my list, thanks to Joe Monkey. I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game. I give up. Aw. What are you apologizing for, Wormy? Nothing to apologize for. There's a game on my list, but I haven't decided if I'm gonna stream or not. Because I think it might be too hard and I'll have to quit. Too hard for me, not for humans in general. Alrighty. We've got the lower jaw. Dune. Didn't think Tales of Berseria got you emotionally invested. Fair enough. I think the story was fantastic, and I was very invested in, like, pretty much all the story. To the moon. Yeah, but that has nothing to... Fantastic game, in which we have a exclamation point command for now. But that's not at all challenging, gameplay-wise. You just click around and stuff happens. To the moon didn't grab you at all. What is this hard game? You're gonna laugh at me. You're gonna laugh at me. Hold on, let me look through the games that I've played. I don't think there's anything here that I could recommend to you, Faust. Wait, why do I still have all the strong bads installed? I'm not going to play those again. They were good, I enjoyed them, but I'm not gonna play that again. Man, Singularity was a great game. I saw it in my list and it's a good game. Rogue Legacy was one that I tried to play and couldn't. So I gave up and watched someone else play it. This was before I was on Twitch, so I watched my ex play it. Plants vs. Zombies, that'll get you emotionally. Yeah, I don't think I have anything for you. I'm scrolling. I had a really hard time with the first Half-Life. Probably because it was scary, okay? It took me a long time. Guacamelee was really difficult for me. Flame of the Flood was also a great game. That's on my replay list. That is my replay list. It's on Flame of the Flood. I would totally play that again. Divinity, which I know you played the fuck out of. Divinity For Honor mode, there you go. But clearly, you played it already. What else do I got? The Cave, I rage quit. I rage quit that game. Bad Rats. There we go. I don't know. Yeah, I have nothing for your. For your. I have nothing for your. It's Rain World, Faust. I think it would be too difficult for me. Brothers did nothing for you emotionally? What? You are dead inside. First Half-Life was legitimately scary. It was! Really? I think I played those games back to back. So, like, I kind of got used to it and I was like, oh, I guess I didn't need to be that frightened. But yeah, I'm with you, Bear. The one was definitely the scariest for me. It just kind of like felt like the stakes were higher for some reason. Dragon Age are fantastic games. I still need to play Inquisition. Stupid Origins. Stupid Origins. If it was on PC and not with Origins, like if I didn't have to use Origins, I would have played it already. But every time I went to play it, I had a problem. So then I had to contact tech support. And I just have not gone back since. Yeah, whisper me, that's fine. I won't be able to see it, unfortunately, because I have to use popped out chat, and popped out chat doesn't show whispers in the chat window anymore, so that's cool. I mean, but the emotional bit doesn't come like, the emotion doesn't come from the fact that they are a family. Or, like, a blood-related family. It comes from the fact that they very clearly care about each other. Trouble I'm having with is this thinking of a game that's challenging and emotional. It's a tall order, for sure. It's not an easy thing to think of, just in terms of games in general, let alone the fact that Faust has played a lot of video games. So, like, anything older, he's probably already played. Could play it on PS4. But I already own it on PC. I already have it started. It is raining really hard suddenly, so I have to go make sure my windows are closed. 1 second, my friends. Yeah, window in the bedroom was wide open. Let me check the other ones. Okie dokie. It was just that one. I'm glad that I closed it. Reasonably sized blocks of text. Fair enough. I will see them when I'm done streaming. Submitted the repair order $160 later? Damn. I feel like you could have gotten a brand new PS4 for almost the same price. That's ridiculous. I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't, Faust, but like... I mean, they could have really just named it, like... Instead of Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, they could have named it, you know, Two People Who Love Each Other. You know, like it... But anyway, I still hold to the fact that even if they weren't brothers, that it's still emotionally impactful. Like, the fact that they happen to be related by blood is not the thing that makes it emotional.
Sometimes I like to set up like little toys.
That's what I think.
Drawing, like,
But if it didn't do it for you, it didn't do it for you.
like come over here and be like, today I'm gonna draw with like the lizard. And this
Brand new would be 400. I mean, if you got the pro, yeah.
Go on, set those guys up.
And by brand new, I mean new to you, like. But like, if you don't get it from GameStop, you can find it cheaper. This is surprisingly not MC Lars. Sony's super proud of their work. Gone Home was so good.
I'm a dog named Andy. Maybe not a dog, but I'm drawn with a handy and a pair of lidded peeps and a pie hole and a pair of long ears, short shorts, I snort, I roll. With a bunch of bros, our apartment start. Quick with a thumbs up and a smart remark. The art is sharp in color, I'm mad yellow. Snark when I'm gonna bark. My bad, fellas. As if stiff and rock bottom.
Power gets knocked out easily.
Hot dogging when I'm chilling like a champion. Freezer stinks, so freaking lit that
I'm lucky that my power does not.
Sunglasses, please. On the last page, that was me, I guess. Gotta catch phrase. That would be
Wow, that was a brief rain though. It was just like pouring for a minute there. And it's done now. Is there moaning in this? Blackwood Crossing? Why? I guess it's pretty easy for me to get emotionally invested in stuff. Even on like a small scale. Target this fart in your face. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, song. This is so weird.
Boys Club, welcome to the Boys Club. Making hella noise club, welcome to the Boys Club. Why? 'Cause it feels good, man.
Why?
'Cause it feels good, man. Why? 'Cause it feels good, man. Why? 'Cause it feels good, man. Boys Club, welcome to the Boys Club.
This song is so bizarre. Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking about I'm just listening to the lyrics, so I got a little quiet there. Oh yeah? Yeah, I'm not that surprised. I guess I am a little...
Every woman, it's all in me. Got a treat in the freezer you won't believe. Ask Sandy, can bird dog stupid. Or Pepe when he done pooping. I'm B Money, my team funny. I'm Mansell Adams when Land Wolf's puking. Boys Club.
Yeah, I'll go back, and there's like too many people live for me to watch VODs that often, but for certain things I definitely would. I need to find someone who's played Axiom Verge. Because I really want to see that game, but I don't think I want to play it myself. And I no longer even remember why at this point. Oh jeez, Bear. $500 games that you've played? Over 500 games, and I'm sure that wasn't even like comprehensive. Holy shit.
For a loser.
That's a lot of games.
I lost big time in that department.
It's a lot. No, I don't know this song. It just made me want to sing to it. I'm Setsuna. I think that was on my list at one point, and then I took it off for some reason. I don't quite remember why. Say they're not even remotely challenging, but most of the Ace Attorney games had you bawling at the end? Oh, holy shit. It's anime melodrama, but I got so invested into all of the characters. Yeah, that's so, like, I know that me enjoying a game and other people enjoying the game, like, everyone needs different stuff when it comes to games. For me, gameplay, interesting gameplay, like, I'll play a game with, just, like, kind of generic gameplay if I'm invested in the characters. Or, like, I really want to see where the story ends up, you know? Like, for me, characters are the biggest hook, I should say. Followed by story. Followed by gameplay. But, like, if the game that I'm playing does not have interesting character, and if the game doesn't have characters that I'm interested in, invested in any way, and the story is either non-existent or stupid, I'm not gonna play that game regardless of how good the gameplay is. Unless it's like, I mean, obviously with exceptions. I'm talking like story-focused games. Like, say, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. But in that game's case, I didn't even like the gameplay, so there you go. I liked zero things. So that's not really the best example, but it was the first thing that came into my head. But yeah, unless it's a game that's like not about the story and it's really just about the gameplay, then obviously. I'm trying to think of an example of that. But like for story games. Beaten 500, wow. Holy shit. That is a ton of games. I don't even think I've gotten that many, like, played that many games, let alone beaten, in my lifetime. That's a lot. Music helps too, but music is not a hook for me. Music and art are bonuses for me. Like, I'll play a game with shitty graphics if I'm invested in the characters. I'll play a game with music that doesn't stand out. Like, as long as the music isn't, like, actively painful to listen to, like, you know, unless it's, like, really, truly horrible and you can't escape it. But then again, you could also probably just turn it off if you hate it that much. So, like, artworks, graphics, and music are all just extras to me. When used well, they can obviously play into the story and really give games, like, an extra edge or, like, extra... Like, they're supporting the story or the characters or whatever. But I'm not gonna play a game just for the music. I would not say that music is a hook for me. I don't need the game to have excellent music for me to play it. I'd prefer it, of course, but I don't need it. You love the Ace Attorney anime? I've never experienced anything Ace Attorney. Closest I got was Aviary Attorney, which I really liked. Really liked. I like this a lot. Let your mind go by B turn, with a hyphen between B and turn. I think I need to push my voice into a higher register. I've had a game I was 100% engaged in, and a character in the game completely ruined it for me. Like, just beat a big boss story, progressed to a huge moment, and this character opened his mouth, and I saved, turned the game off for 2 weeks. Holy shit! That's kind of how I felt about every character in Undertale. I just felt that every character in Undertale went from, like, okay, like, here's my progression as they're talking. Alright. That's kind of endearing. You're annoying. Please stop talking. Why are you still talking? This is super obnoxious. Please stop. 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 I hate this. When is it over? Okay, back to the gameplay. Why are you making me stop to listen to the same character again? That's how I felt about everybody. Okay. I don't know about these eyepieces. I guess... Let me look at my reference. No idea how many games I've beaten. Probably less than 500. Oh yeah, beaten. That shrinks my list considerably. Yeah, so music can, or poor sound design can definitely ruin stuff, but it doesn't need to be standout or amazing or even good. It just has to not interfere. And I don't feel like that's the same thing as I need good music to be able to play the game. Which is what I was discussing, or at least the point I was trying to make, where I need characters to be invested in, and or a solid or interesting enough plot to play the video game. To play a story game. If the game does not have either of those things, I'm not playing it. There's definitely an art to beating you over the head with it kind of humor, and I don't think Undertale did it well, but that's... I think these eyepieces go... Like, these are the actual eye holes, and then here's the nose bridge. Yeah, like, I think they took the joke, like they don't have the finesse of, like, for me, like, the repeating the same joke over and over again, I do believe very much so that it starts off funny, then it's not funny, then it comes back around to being funny again. Undertale never did that for me. It was, like, starts off kind of amusing, okay, it's not funny anymore. Okay, it's still not funny. Okay, it's not funny. Stop it, stop it, stop it. It never wrapped back around to being funny again. There's, like, some sort of, like, balance that I don't feel like they did. But that's, again, me personally. Homestuck? I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't mind a story being cliche or... Like, that's why I said characters come first for me, then story. Because, like, I'll sit through a story that's, like, not the... You know, it's not blowing my mind if I'm invested in the characters. I like this song. And for some people, which is why I brought this up in the first place, they need engaging gameplay or they will not play the game regardless of how good the story or the characters is. And I totally get that. The gameplay is a huge portion of most video games, you know? So if it's tedious or boring or like not doing it for you, I can totally see putting a game down because of that. Everyone has different aspects of a video game that will carry them through the sometimes less than bits of the rest of the game. And what those things are is different for everybody. And obviously there are exceptions to all these self-imposed rules. You beat it, so you left it unfinished. Never really laughed out loud, was more amused. But seemed very earnest with its emotional beats. So you weren't put off by the humor. But see, like, to me, I was not endeared enough by the characters. And any part where I was endeared by them, the endearment was quickly beaten out of me by the rest of the elements, mostly the humor. The music is really good for Undertale. Music is very good. And like I'm saying, it's objectively, I can see that Undertale is a good game. I get why people like it. Objectively, I don't think it is a bad game. Subjectively, I did not like it. I did not like it. And I like grew to dislike all of the characters throughout the hours spent playing it. I did that right? Cool. Homestuck is a webcomic to Undertale that I did music for it. I see. Experimental, semi-interactive sections. Interesting. In terms of structure and plot development, I was disappointed. A lot of the style is just like, imagine Undertale but edgier and less appealing. That is nearly impossible for me to imagine, but sounds like something I'm not going to go and try and experience. Minded a full-blown misogynist character in my visually gorgeous, mechanically engaging game, opening his fucking mouth, or even existing in the game itself. You could remove that character from the game with minimal rewriting and it'd be flawless. Oh, that hurts. That hurts, Faust. Yikes. That's also just poor, like, even pretend that the character wasn't appalling to you. Like, needless characters is also, like, that's kind of poor writing. Like, if you don't need this character and it doesn't serve any purpose to, like, plot or character development, then that's something that should have been cut. It's supposed to be comic relief? Oof. Falls flat unless you're 9. Oof! Faust with the real truth. I hear you, man. Alrighty. This is some fucking Lello cardboard. Oh yeah. I'm trying to give my voice a little bit of a rest because I feel like for some reason I was talking in a lower register and it started to hurt me. So maybe I just need to talk up here. Or maybe I can just shut my fucking mouth for once. Which you can't really do while you're streaming though. Alright. So that is all of the smaller pieces that I have. That's me, I hate characters that are in there just cause, yeah. Gotta get ready for work, see you in a couple hours. Alright, Wormy, thank you for hanging out. Hope you have a good day. We'll see you a bit later. Oh, I don't need more. Don't need more of that. Oof. Yeah, if you've ever taken any creative writing class, like, one of my teachers likened all the stuff you put in a novel or, you know, in video games, whatever. You're writing a story. And they likened it to everything that you are describing, every character, every, like, little thing is something that the reader is putting in their backpack as they're climbing up a mountain. So, like, the entire thing is the mountain and they're climbing up, and all of the stuff that you put in there is stuff that they're putting in their backpack. And if they get to the top of the mountain and there's a bunch of shit in there they don't need, that's bad writing. Or not necessarily, like, horrific bad, but you get what I mean. Like, it's unnecessary. Fix that shit. That looks a lot better already. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're almost done with cardboard cosplay, surprisingly. Today flew by. I need to drink a lot more water. Hang on.
So you want to use the internet? Be nice.
You gotta be kind to people online. A good friend is what you might find. You gotta be kind to people online.
I have a very non-committal opinion of what I consider bad writing. Interesting. I mean, like, I'll sit through a lot of stuff that isn't stellar and still enjoy it. And I don't mean, like, so bad it's good. Like, I like a lot of things that critically might be considered mediocre. That's for sure.
Stealing people's credit cards and charging large amounts. These things are illegal. You might end up in prison. Don't Snapchat while you drive. It might impair your vision. Don't be a grouchy grump or a misanthropic chump. Say nice things on the internet. Don't be like Donald Trump. Politics on Facebook can be so polarizing. When friends and family start to post opinions so surprising.
Thanks, song. Funny lyrics.
Go up for a walk.
So much of the internet discourse seems to focus on what are supposed to be hard and fast rules. No, I don't mean hard and fast rules, but I feel like superfluous shit that doesn't do anything for your story. I feel like that, it's in and of itself as a rule, is not, like, I don't think that's a rule that's so easily discarded. I'm sure there's some writing, there's a piece out there that goes against that rule somehow and works. There's always exceptions to every rule.
We're living in a world where we're epically connected to mean tweets, live feeds, rude comments on Reddit. We could all be nicer. I think we're well aware, so I've developed a list of kind things you might share. A selfie of you hanging with your grandparents. A status about how a seed grows when you plant it. Beautiful landscapes, sunset photos, water refracting light twice, double rainbows.
Double rainbows.
A mountain lion and a dolphin making friends. First Sunday of May, a nice shout out to your mother.
Cute.
College ball, half court, buckets at the buzzer.
You gotta be kind to people online. A good friend is what you might find.
This song is really cute. I like MC Lars. I'm enjoying this. Easily carve huge chunks of Moby Dick and Notre Dame de Paris and keep the plot and characters attached. Doesn't make them badly written. I've actually never read those, so I can't have an opinion on that. But I feel like I can't argue for, like...
There was a really mean blog written by girls who hated Katie's songs. 10 years later, they couldn't get tickets. Her show at the Garden sold out in 2 minutes.
Sam was from LA, trolling every day, telling girls on Instagram that they should watch their weight. Drinking Mountain Dew as he crafted every post till he gained 1,000 pounds and couldn't leave his home.
When we hear the word troll, we think mean and unstable.
Not cute plastic dolls with jewels in their navels.
Jewels in their navels, wow.
Are not what Lars and me.
Self-indulgent. That's one of the fascinating parts for me. So that's a different thing, though. Is like you're thinking of the self-indulgence. But do you see that as like this is fascinating to me because it's a reflection of the author, and like the author's self-indulgence is interesting, and like reading it under that light. Like, I'm not saying you can't get enjoyment out of stuff. I'm just saying, like, and that's not to say that all description is bad description. I love a lot of description. I know a lot of people get turned off by like 2 pages for description of a room. I personally don't. But like, I feel like you should be able, if you're writing something, to argue why you put in everything that you put in. Like, what purpose is this serving? You know, this description here is, you know, to give the reader a better, you know, a better picture in their mind. That's a totally fine reason, you know? Anyway, it depends on... But, like, there should be a reason for the things that you do. Like, if you have a whole scene of a character talking to somebody else, and that character, it doesn't do anything in terms of character development, it doesn't, like, if it's not moving the plot along, or developing the character, or if it's not serving a purpose, what is this scene doing? Like, if the answer is it's not doing anything, then you can take that out. Probably a cop out to talk about novels that are part of the Western literary canon, when most people are talking about Star Wars movies. No, it's just there's a lot of books, man. There's a lot of books. There's no harm in discussing literary classics. I just haven't read them, so I can't say. And if I had read them, it would have been so long ago. I'm so sorry, Faust. You'd out it? I think you've mentioned this game before. You've definitely mentioned this game before. Not by name. But basically, if it's not on my to-stream list or on my wish list, I'm probably not going to play it, to be completely honest with all of you. I mean, there's some games that are not on either of those lists, and I do intend to play them. But chances are that unless it's already on my radar and something that I'm considering or wanting to play, I'm not going to touch it, because my wish list is 70 games long. Sure, like, don't need it. Oh, what did Fred get on PS4 the other day? I was like, oh, I wanted to play that. Speaking of wish lists. Damn, I don't remember. It was whatever's free with PS Plus. But I can't think of even what kind of game it was. Animated individuals rubbing their head, pitiful, saluting A1 generals, whatever matters, competition. Saluting A1 genitals? Contract for contract, I'm more that, just fall back. Characters, no scavengers, they cartoons in art rooms. Artists, I'm a star in this. I think his intention was to immerse the reader in the city. He probably thought the novel was about the city just as much as the people. Thank you for whispering them, I appreciate it. I'll put this rabbit in the dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Let's put these tunes up in the dip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I'll put the shoe up in the dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. When I'm mobbing with the weasels, we can dip 2 down and 2 up round. This rabbit in the dip. So, this is now the second coat I've put on here. I'm just trying to make it look semi-even. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means. Only thug rabbit out here in Toontown. Baby Herman put the knife down. Papa Weezer for my peoples like clap clap. Giving haters dirt naps. I got a girl and she always got the carrot cake. Is it
interspecies romance. Real rabbit shit. Roger me mobbing all day. With Mickey Mouse making that pay. Them cartoons from back in the day. Just do what we show in his face.
So now that Faust has whispered that game to you guys, I'm curious. Do you think it's one? Do you think it's a game that I have on my radar? Like, knowing the games that I've played. You can't do that game either? Oh shit. Is my leg supposed to stank to this song? Your leg can stank to whatever song you want. Imagine, I can show you the world, and you're just doing the stanky leg. Povo, how you doing, man? I might, not sure. I'm so curious. You think I'd enjoy that game? Question mark. Alright. I kind of want to know what it is. I think I might accept the spoilers. Or like, you know what? I will accept the spoilers in terms of is it on my wish list or not.
As far as the eye can see, my God, it'll be beautiful. Check out the Squire
I can show you my stanks. Nice. You think this is a good stream to have in the background? I agree. Or, well, people agree with you, therefore I'm trusting their opinion. That was like really egotistical at first. But yeah, it's kind of mellow, there's some music, there's discussions happening. But not something that you need to like visually look at. You know? Okay, I think this is looking much more even now. Much, much, much more even. I might just leave it at 2 coats. Can't look at work. I know. I don't mean like right this second, I'm just curious now. Has very bad moles? Okay. Did really enjoy it, but I can see why Faust had a problem with that character. I wasn't that bothered by it, but it's in bad taste.
Hello? Hey, Dad, how are you?
Hey, buddy, how you doing, mate?
Good, we're just finishing up the record. I'm in Berkeley right now.
Oh, that's cool. How's the record going?
It is good. I'm really happy with it. And, you know, I've been listening to a lot of E40 to get in the zone. What did you think of his new album?
Oh, E40, he's awesome. He really represents Bay Area indie rap, you know? He's been around for a while, and he started small, you know?
Wow, knowledgeable dad.
Bay roots, and then he's grown the whole Bay
X was
Area.
in love with that game, tried to get me to play it, and I just couldn't. For me, it was just too boring. Just your opinion, of course. Fair enough.
Chill.
It's not in my backlog list. I actually don't have that many games left on the backlog.
Hey, do you sometimes kind of wish I'd gone to law school?
Do you sometimes wish I went to law school?
About to get into right now. About to cover from A to Z. How I really get down. I'm talking about getting silly, getting wild.
This is looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. I thought the paint would be a little bit thicker. I don't mind it being a little bit splotchy, but this is so much better than it was. Like, when all the pieces are together, and I'm not, like, nitpicking, it'll for sure just look yellow. Or lello. If you're that one kid. You like the game? It's great, huh? And I didn't want her to feel bad, so I was like, yeah. It's a nice bowl of mac and cheese. It does kind of look like that. Although, it's like electric day glow mac and cheese there. How you doing, Leaf? Fucking Lolo. I'm gonna think of it every time now. Every time. Every time I say yellow, I'm gonna think Lello.
Seriously faded, gone like Vader. Had to let my force awaken several years later. Looked at the scotch and said, well played. Killed me last night, but now I'm back to life like Edo Sensei. Hit the vendor floor, it's where I spend the quarter amount of my time and my money. And
I just learned something about the secret thing. It's a little unfortunate. Same with my friend, he loves that game, but he can see beyond that character shit. I can't. Yeah, everyone has different deal breakers. But that's why we're so beautiful as humans, because everybody's a different person. With different thresholds for different things. And there's so many games out there that if something is really turning you off about a game, don't play it. Just don't. Even if everyone else loves it, you don't have to love it. Unless it's made by Supergiant Games and you're required to love everything that they do at the end.
All they be doing now is flopping on their couch, man. But the con life is awesome. I can vouch, man. Definitely made it. Could be rainy, but we over here. It's prime entertainment. All my life I have waited for the hip hop nerds watching.
Okay, I'm curious enough, and I'm curious enough that I'm gonna look at my list. Actually, I think you can see my profile if you just go. Like if there's someone, if you go on Steam, and I think it's public, so you can just look at my games, what games I have on my wish list and whatever. I'm so curious. Beat Shining Force Neo? That voiceover works? I don't even know what that is. The darkest south. If nothing else comes of today, we have the word penis wielder. Or the term penis wielder. And I very much want to apply that term when I write smut. When is this that I'm going to write smut? I don't know, but I am. In my head, in my heart, I believe that someday I will.
Late for baby yoga, but she's looking hella fly. Breastfeeding out in public, catching everybody's eye. With her brand new Orbit stroller and her
Aww.
I hope was checking prices on that tasty.
It's okay. Welcome back, Second Square.
She's always shopping local and avoiding GMOs. Scoping out the Lululemon if it line on her phone. Using Amazon Mom, cause she's always on the go. Watching girls on HBO really takes her back to the Bushwick parties and the vinyl stacks. She misses Cafe Grumpy and Brooklyn Label. But when she's back in Franklin, she can never get a table. She remembers Luna Lounge where she passed out flyers.
Tipster Mom, yes. There's been a lot of MC Lars on the hip hop channel today. Oh, I'm starving. I'm ready for lunch. Think you found my Steam profile? It's pretty easy to find. You just look up Lecta and there I am. Hipster Mom is doing okay.
This may seem like a stupid question, but it's
Also played Dream Daddy and Nier very recently.
Can I call you back in a bit? I have to Skype my lactation consultant.
I think you found it. There's a ton of Lectas, but I think this is you. Yeah, I think you did it. Also, for those of you who are hanging out and like, oh, Lecta's easy to find, I'm gonna add her on Steam. I have too many people on Steam and I will not add you. It's nothing personal, but unless I know you from like before I started streaming and you're probably already on my list, it's not gonna happen. I have way too many people from my days of playing TF2 and Left 4 Dead and Dota and like adding all the people that I liked to play with, or like people who are really good at the video games. But yeah, if I added everybody who like stopped by the stream on Steam, I would not be able, I would have to stop because my list would get full. I had to go through and delete people somewhat recently. And I don't like to do that.
Did you hear Jessica had an elective epidural? It's like she doesn't even care about the health of her newborn. How basic.
It's in my wish list, yes. Oh, I kind of want to know what it is. Don't really add streamers on Steam. Most don't appreciate it in my experience. Well, it's like, not to make it like a numbers game, but it is kind of a numbers game. Like, there's too many people on the internet, and if you add every single person who stops by your stream, that's too many people. You know? So, it kind of has to be a hard no or a hard yes for everybody. Unless you don't plan on growing your stream and you only have a certain number of viewers, then sure, add everybody. Like, that's yo business. But unless somebody like advertises their Steam name or their PSN or their whatever, I would personally not add them unless they're like advertising, add me on whatever. Like I did with Animal Crossing. I was like, add me on Animal Crossing. If she knows you from fucking Fun Day Monday.
Have you seen Blackfish? It is
Only add
so
streamers if they
sad.
ask.
There is no way we are ever gonna have a birthday party at SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Ever. Do you think the gold iPhone 6 clashes with her indigo aura?
Her indigo aura? Mostly because I'm friends with them, yeah. It's not that, like, I don't consider this person or that person a friend, it's just... Like, if I don't know you from outside of my streaming life, it's not... Like, that's where I have to draw the line, you know? And, like, I don't ever want to put somebody in the situation of, like, wondering if they'll hurt my feelings if they deny my friend request, so unless they're advertising for me to add them in a place, I'm not going to. Or if I've known you for, like, 10 years, then fuck you, I'm gonna add you where I want. DS only allows 100 friends. I do Pokemon viewer battles. List is always full and you have to exchange. Yeah, for sure. Fred used to do that on, Fred, when he streamed with his friend Will, they did viewer games all the time. They just, like, let people add them on, I think it was Xbox for playing Black Ops 3. And, like, I totally get that, but, like, you have to make sure that people know that they don't have a permanent spot there unless you know for sure that person's always going to be around, you know, because then that would get tedious asking people.
Hold on, the possibilities are ample. Let me think about it, I can find a new example. Shaggy asked how magnets work. Unpaired electrons, don't feel like a jerk. 7 million records sold, that's a lot. I see.
Something funny just happened. Pizza guy that usually delivers to me, I've told you about, the older dude, just delivered pizza to me, and Ollie was hanging out at the top of the stairs just observing. He goes, "That's gotta be one of the biggest cats I've ever seen. I see you're feeding him well." Obviously hasn't seen all that many cats. Yeah, Ollie's not a big kitty by any means. Barely talk to people on Steam, to be honest. That used to be like, that was the way to contact me, was Steam. But yeah, Steam also has a limit on how many people you can have.
The cops like, what? I'm like, imagine that. Okay, maybe I think I might be getting off track. In a song about quantum physics and cats. My point is that a deterministic vision might limit your view and be a prison. While the probability that this verse is too long.
It's just survived like the Steam list culling. Yeah, basically, if you're a day night, I've known you for years. Like, if I know you and I still talk to you, like, you don't have to worry. Like, doesn't my friend? I thought we were. Are you sure? Yeah, like, if you're a day night and you knew me before I started streaming, then you're probably on my list. Like, if we're Facebook friends, you're probably on my list, you know? Or like, Oh, there's a little... I'm just gonna cover it with paint. There's a hair and I couldn't get it out. So I'm just gonna have a little hairy spot in my cardboard.
First off, man, I'm tired of this itch. Grab my girl again, bro, man, you thinking you slick? At first, man, my mom was in a stupor. It seems they ain't learned that
Fuck you, we're friends, yeah.
So I got up and sipped a Bloody Mary. I'm feeling very merry before I go make a Bloody
These days we have Discord. Yeah. And like Discord is a great way to hang out and talk with the community without having to like add people to a list. Like that's somewhere where people decide that they want to be and it's not like a personal decision for or against. I was for sure deleted them. Yeah, get the fuck out. Your turn. Back to lurking. My boy needs me. Alright, yeah, enjoy. Aw, kitties. Kitties chasing flies. That's adorable. Oh no, roaming itches are totally a thing. Where you you think the itch is here, you start scratching and then it moves over and you end up just scratching your entire body section. I think I've known you since Brains Games? Who are you talking to? Who's Brains Games? I mean, I've known you outside of streaming, yes. I don't know who the fuck that is, unless you were talking to somebody else. Step 2, make sure you leave a trace. A group of shells and goombas when you smash in their face. You thought that was rough? I also don't want people adding me on Battle.net because I never use it. Step 4, kill 'em off with no haste. Now I'm baffled. Wait, my princess is in another castle? I also really like organization. So I like that my Battle.net list is like incredibly small. I'm new here, I only followed last week. Get out. Like if I was playing, let's say, Overwatch or Heroes, and someone was like, "Oh, you were pretty good, let me add you." I'm not adding you. I'm never here. I had you on Facebook. Get out. You're such a troll. I'm new here. I don't know who you are. Let me add you. I actually have had people do that, like, first time talking in the stream. They're like, "Hey, do you have a Facebook?" And I was like, "Well, yes, but it's not for you. No offense." I mean, that could have been a lovely person who just wanted to make friends, but I don't know you. Leaf is as new to this stream as I am to drinking. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm fairly certain I know you from Bumble and Dukes. Long before they ever saw the ghoul behind the facade, working my heartstrings and brain synapses at the same synchronized methodical. I've never heard of that other thing that I've already forgotten. Never heard of it. For the longest time, I was not very adventurous for where I would go on Twitch. So like, my first whole year, my first whole year on Twitch was spent in 2 channels, and that was it. Well, 3 channels, and that was it. That's all. I would watch Sean Plott, Sacriel, after I met him at TwitchCon. I didn't know who he was before then. Maybe it was the first 2 years. And then one of the people from the day-night community. That was it. I did not go anyplace else at the end. And then when they made like hosting and auto-hosting and like And when I started going to... Oh, look! I love it! Sexy Moose, oh my gosh. Where's Ganon? Where's Ganon when we need him? Sexy Moose, I will properly welcome you and celebrate you joining this community in just a second. But yeah, when the community member took us on a raid to like somebody else's channel, then I was like, oh, raiding is a thing. Like I started branching out, but it was not for a long ass time.
Other times, it's with the screeching brakes too slow to prevent a crash.
Or like, I'm gonna host this person. Or like, you get to know somebody in someone else's channel and you find out that they have a channel and you go hang out with them. But it took me a long time. Long time I was just only going to 3 places and that was it. I had no interest in branching out. Man about I don't even know what that is. Anyway. Welcome to the court of the hype. We're gonna dance for you. We're gonna do a little finger dance to celebrate that you've joined us. And you're a meerkat and you're part of the family now. Bam, 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 bam. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Your kitty's like chasing a D20. It's cute. Bumble and Duke sounds like a real cool hipster bar. Or like a chapstick. Like, that's the next big thing in chapstick, Bumble and Dukes. Have you ever seen a cat pant? No. Nerdcore. Like something you don't want to look up on Urban Dictionary. Fair enough. Alright, we are almost done with cardboard cosplay. Got 8 more minutes, so I'm gonna finish this piece and like fill in all the spots where it's less covered. And then I'm gonna go on a little lunch break because I'm hungry. But I actually remembered to make a sandwich before I started streaming, so we've got that at least. Bumble and Duke's hipster beer brand totes. Yes. Bumble and Duke's. What kind of like that's the brand, but then what would the different beers be called? Honey Schlorps. Honey Schlorps IPA. Drag you down into an explosion of hops and then finish with a light honey flavor that makes you okay with it or something. I love beer descriptions. Kitties. There were kitties? Let me have the kitties. Okay, click. Aww, little kitty. Aww, little lap kit. Aww, adorable. Baby kitties, I love you.
You realize the meaning of being useless as a foot soldier. Yo, my lines will have you sauce, pizza rhyme, and you know what it is. Trip pizza time. You realize eventually.
Remove the dog and add a cat. Oh, Leaf, you're so silly. I'm gonna scrap my work shit over a burrito. Burrito. Yum. Now I want a burrito. Thanks, Faust. Anyway, Faust, it was lovely hanging out with you. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you another time, my friend.
Don't need ooze to give him a bruise when the science orders are ass kicking. Don't get included in my muse.
I was about to say IPA. Nice.
They say I should keep it inside, but what the shell?
Honey Doodles and Taste of the Void. Ooh, Taste of the Void. Let me add it. Taste of the Void. Girl, I am sold. Can we have this?
But that's the easy win to me. Touch you said it best, never lower your eyes to enemies. Keep them hush like secrets at TGRI. Closest thing to perfect, 9.95.
Taste of the Void. I would totally pick up something that said that. I don't care what kind of alcohol it is, I'd be like, yes, I will drink this.
The world's most fearsome fighting team. When you're a little bit older, you realize the meaning of being useless as a foot soldier. Yo, my lines are heavy sauce, pizza rhyme, and you know what it is, trick pizza time. You realize eventually come around.
You should hear wine descriptions so pretentious sometimes. Yeah, I've heard that. I like when they at least include a description of like what it's supposed to taste like. Whether it's like really creatively written or not, like, is fine. But if I want to try something new, like, let me know what it tastes like approximately so I know if I'll like it. Maybe. So I know how likely I am to enjoy it, I guess. Yeah, I would totally drink that. I used to love going to Trader Joe's when I lived in Wisconsin. Go to Trader Joe's to get groceries, and I would just go into their wine section and pick out something with a cool label. And because it was Trader Joe's, I didn't have to worry about it being super expensive. You'd definitely try a beer named Taste of the Void, right? That is such a cool name. That's like instant purchase. You're like, I don't care if this tastes like buttholes. The name is too cool for me to not try it. And maybe I like the taste of buttholes. Who am I to judge? My own mouth. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Okay. I feel like this is yellow enough. Maybe. I feel like it needs just a little bit more. I don't want to put more in the bowl though, because it'll get wasted. Need a little more there, a little more right here. And then I think this piece is good enough. That's what we go for here on this show, is just good enough. Blah 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 blah. Get in there. Also, some of this is wet and some of it's dry, so it's gonna look different. Okie dokie. This beer tastes like beer. This is a big Napa Valley cab. I get a hint of pencil shavings in the finish. The bouquet opens up with a smell of burnt rubber. P.S. The void is a butthole. One for people that eat ass. Hey! I'm not gonna judge that. Alright, it is time for me to go on a break. I will try to keep the break as short as possible. I'll probably be gone for about 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, this is all pretty much dry, because I'm gonna move my keyboard over again. I need to clean out the brush and just move stuff out of the way so that we can set up for Dream Daddy, which is what we're gonna be doing after I come back. Thank you for that clip. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna get some water, eat some food. But yeah, I'll be back shortly. Thank you guys, for those of you who are gonna wait, for those of you who are not going to wait for my return. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you another time. Alright, AFK!